Ever wondered what it would be like if a Viking warrior decided to play football in the 21st century? Well, wonder no more, because Erling Haaland is here and he's taking the football world by storm. Picture this, a 6'4" blonde beast with the speed of a cheetah, the strength of a bull, and the goal-scoring instincts of a hungry wolf. That's Erling Haaland for you, folks. But there's more to this Norwegian phenomenon than meets the eye. Today we're getting deep, a fact that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about 5-year-olds. While most kids his age were busy learning to tie their shoelaces, little Erling Haaland was busy breaking world records. That's right, in 2006, at the age of 5, Haaland set a world record for the longest standing jump for his age group. We're talking 1.63 meters here, people. To put that into perspective, that's like a kindergartner jumping the length of a small car. But wait, it gets even better. After his record-breaking leap, little Erling, channeling his inner Neil Armstrong, reportedly said, "It's one small jump for a child, but one giant leap for childkind." I mean, come on, who even thinks like that at 5? It's like this kid was born with a trophy in one hand and a mic in the other. Now, let's fast forward a bit to Haaland's teenage years. Most 15-year-olds are worried about acne and algebra, right? Well, not our boy Erling. At 15, he was already turning heads in senior football. Picture this, it's 2016 and Brian FK, a professional club in Norway, decides to give this skinny teenager a shot in their first team. The result? The opposition didn't know whether to mark him or ask for his ID. His teammates started calling him the man-child, and honestly, can you blame them? Here's a kid who could legally get his learner's permit, playing against grown men and making it look easy. Despite his early debut, Haaland didn't score in his first 16 appearances for Brian. 16 games. Can you imagine the Twitter meltdown if that happened today? Some players listen to music, others pray. But Erling Haaland? He eats his dad's lasagna. Yeah, you heard it right. Lasagna. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lasagna? Isn't that a bit heavy for a pre-match meal? Well, apparently not for our Viking goal machine. According to Haaland, his father's lasagna is his secret weapon. It's like Popeye's spinach, but cheesier. Haaland once said in an interview, "I've had it before every home game now, and that turns out fairly well, so there has to be something special he adds to it." I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think Papa Haaland might be hiding some magic Norwegian herbs in that sauce. This isn't just any lasagna. This is a lasagna made by Alf-Inge Haaland, Erling's dad and a former Premier League player himself. Talk about keeping it in the family. Most of us wake up to the annoying beep 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 of our phone alarms, right? Well, not Erling Haaland. This guy wakes up to the Champions League anthem every single morning. I'm not kidding. In an interview, Haaland admitted, "That's my alarm tone. I wake up to it every day. It's the last song I'm tired of." Now, imagine waking up every day feeling like you're about to play in the biggest football competition in the world. That's Haaland's daily reality. No wonder he's always so pumped on the pitch. But it doesn't stop there. Haaland doesn't just wake up to the Champions League anthem, he's obsessed with the competition. He once said, "To win the Champions League is my biggest dream." Well, with the way he's been scoring in the tournament, that dream might become a reality sooner rather than later. Okay, we all know Haaland is good at scoring goals, but did you know he once scored 9 goals in a single match? Yeah, you heard that right, 9 goals. It happened during the 2019 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Norway was playing against Honduras, and Haaland decided to have himself a day. The final score? 12-0 to Norway, with Haaland personally responsible for 9 of those goals. To put that into perspective, most strikers would be happy with 9 goals in a month. Haaland did it in 90 minutes. It's like he was playing FIFA on easy mode, except it was real life. This performance didn't just break records, it obliterated them. It's the most goals ever scored by a single player in an Under-20 World Cup match. In fact, it's the most goals scored by a single player in any FIFA tournament match. After the game, Haaland, in his typical understated style, said, "It was a great night for me and my team." A great night? Erling, my friend, that was the football equivalent of hitting the jackpot, winning an Oscar, and discovering a new planet, all in one go. Is Erling Haaland actually a robot? I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. First off, have you seen this guy's stat? In his first season at Manchester City, he broke the Premier League record for the most goals in a season. And he did it with games to spare. That's not human, that's cyborg territory. But it's not just the goals, it's how he scores them. His movement, his positioning, his clinical finishing, it's almost too perfect. It's like someone programmed the perfect striker in a lab and unleashed him on unsuspecting defenders. Even his own teammates are involved in the conspiracy. His Manchester City teammate, Aymeric Laporte, once tweeted, "Erling Haaland is a robot. I'm pretty sure about that." And honestly, can you blame him? But here's where it gets really weird. In 2022, a petition was started on change.org to have Haaland removed from the game because he's not human. The petition got over 2 million signatures. We've all seen footballers celebrate goals in weird and wonderful ways, but Haaland, he celebrates by sitting down and meditating. Picture this, the crowd's going wild, his teammates are rushing to congratulate him, and what does Haaland do? He sits down on the pitch, crosses his legs, and starts meditating. It's like he's at a yoga retreat, not a football match. So while other players are busy with elaborate handshakes and acrobatic flips, Haaland is finding his inner zen. And judging by his goal-scoring record, it seems to be working. Who knows, maybe we'll start seeing more players adopting this celebration. Although I can't imagine it catching on in a heated derby match. Remember when your mum told you to eat your veggies to grow big and strong? Well, Erling Haaland took that advice and ran with it. But we're not talking about a few extra carrots here and there. Oh no, Haaland's diet is on a whole other level. Haaland reportedly consumes up to 6,000 calories a day. To put that in perspective, that's more than double what the average adult man eats. But it's not just the quantity that's shocking, it's what he eats. Ready for this? Haaland's diet includes things like heart and liver. He's eating organs that most of us only encounter in biology class. According to his father, Erling Haaland, Erling was inspired by the documentary The Game Changers on Netflix. He particularly liked the part about Patrice Evra going to Cristiano Ronaldo's house for lunch. Cristiano had fish on his plate, nothing else, Alfinger recalled. Erling now tries to do the same things because Ronaldo is 34 and still at the top of his game, so it shows the value of doing the right things. But Haaland doesn't stop at fish and organs. He also drinks special filtered water and makes sure to get plenty of sunlight on his, well, let's just say vital areas. Now, here's a fact that might surprise you. Erling Haaland, the Norwegian goal machine, was actually born in England. Leeds, to be precise. You see, Haaland's father, Alfinger, was playing for Leeds United when Erling was born in 2000, and young Erling grew up as a Leeds fan. In fact, he once said in an interview, "The dream is to win the Premier League with Leeds." Now, I know what you're thinking, but he plays for Manchester City. Well, life has a funny way of working, doesn't it? But here's where things get really interesting. Because of his birthplace, Haaland was actually eligible to play for England. Can you imagine? Haaland leading the line for the Three Lions? It's enough to make any England fan weep at what could have been. Last but not the least, let's talk about Haaland's surprising connection to another larger-than-life football personality, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, you might be thinking, what did these two have in common besides being tall Scandinavian strikers? Well, it turns out quite a lot. First of all, Haaland has often cited Ibrahimovic as one of his biggest inspirations. He once said in an interview, "I like his mentality and how he sees different things. I think I've always had that confidence too." That's just me. What do you think? Is Haaland the best striker in the world right now, or is he actually a robot sent from the future to dominate football? Let us know in the comments below.